I think this is going to be my final zombie for my rave yard this year. Of course, I say that now, but who knows what I'm going to see and buy this season. But I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I bought it a couple of months ago, I think, at this point. I don't remember how much I paid for him. It was probably like $100. He is a Haunted Living product, which is Lowe's. And I've seen him. I remember seeing him in the stores, and I like him. I think he's pretty cool. So I hope he's going to make a good addition to the haunt. And let's see, what does he do according to the label here? He is for indoor use. Of course, I'm going to be using him outside. He has sound effects. He's motion activated. He has a 10-foot cord. Let's open him up and see what he looks like. This guy was supposedly brand new, never used. Let's see if that's actually the case. And one thing that kind of concerns me right off the bat, is there is a dead bug inside and a ticket that says Red Hot Deal $69.99 for an animated werewolf. All right. I see actually a few dead bugs in here. This is not brand new in the box. This has clearly been used, and there are dead bugs everywhere. Inside the box, we've got some pants, some foam inserts. Ugh. Ugh. A shirt. Couple arms with chains. Bunch of support poles. Heavy molded plastic boots. The torso piece looks like it has a plug. It said on the box, I think it was 10 feet. Random metal pieces. I assume these were used to stake it down to the ground, but then there's like weird shaped pieces like this. Like, were they using that? I don't know. Hopefully it's not part of this thing. Our base structure. The creepy face. Instructions. And a whole lot more dead bugs. It doesn't seem like there are that many pieces to this guy, so he should be relatively easy to put together. There are 4 support poles. 2 are labeled B, 2 are labeled C, so of course they have the push pin locking mechanism. So let's just go ahead and put those on. I'm guessing before we put on C, we are going to want to put the boots on, so let's slide those down over. The boots are the same. There's not a right or a left. On the bottom of the boot, you can see a couple of holes. One's to slide over the pole. The other locks into the little bit of metal that sticks up to hold it in place. Now we can put on the taller pieces of the leg. And then slide over the styrofoam just to give it a little bit more body. Now we can put on his pants. On one side of his pants, you do see a lot of ripped areas. The back is full, so I'm guessing we want the ripped areas to be visible in the front, just to give it a little more zombie feel. And now we can attach the torso. Again, it can only go on in one direction. On the torso, you do have the control box. So here is the switch, which can go from sensor to continuous on, which I like, or the try me button or foot pad. And then it has a volume control. There are a couple cables here we're going to connect to something, one of which I assume is the head, and then one is a sensor. Oh, there's 2 for the head and 1 for the sensor. Sensor is in the jacket. Let's go ahead and grab that. Give it a good shake. Ooh. That was my imagination. And then let's go ahead and put that over the torso. And then we can run his arms up the sleeve and connect to the top of the torso. The top of the arm has a couple of pegs that slide into the slots in the arm mechanism to hold it in place. You can see his arms reaching out. While we have this open, let's go ahead and grab that sensor cable here. The sensor is right in the front of the jacket. Very easy to connect. Just snaps right together, and then we can pull the jacket all the way up. I'm also going to go ahead and connect the power to the control box and then run it down his leg. That way you don't see a wire hanging down. Next up, his head just slots on just like the arms. You've got a couple of pegs up here and some slots here in the neck. And then we can connect the cables coming out of his head to the cables in his torso. It's just red to red and black to black. Just tidy up his outfit a little bit and we are all finished. Before we go ahead and turn him on and see what he does, let's bring the camera in and take a closer look. He does stand just over 6 feet tall, so he is an impressively heighted prop. His face, I'm hoping, moves a little bit. I don't know if his jaw moves. It kind of looks like it does. Looks like he's got a little bit of movement there in his mouth with a nice little tongue inside. Look how his face looks like it is decomposing here, all his skin ripping apart. He's got some really gruesome looking eyes. They don't line up either, which kind of makes it even creepier. I love how the body, or how the outfit kind of looks like it's ripping apart down there. We are going to need to take off that sticker. Here is that sensor that's going to activate him. As we move down, you can see how old his shirt looks, like he has been through something. His hands reaching out to grab the little children with their black fingernails, nicely sculpted. It does look like if you wanted to, you could remove those chains. Maybe. Maybe. You could probably pull that off. I'm not going to try. I kind of like the chains. It gives it a little bit more movement and vibrancy. As we make our way down, you can see those boots. Again, they are the same on each side. They look pretty good, honestly. They might look a little too shiny for this prop. I wonder if there's a way to scuff that up and make it look a little more aged like he is. It's time to see him in action. Let's go ahead and plug him in, see what happens. Well, he works. His mouth does move. So we can make him really loud. I think right now he's on the continuous on. Or maybe not. Maybe he is. So I have watched him cycle a few times now, and honestly, I can't tell if he has a different amount of, phrasing, I suppose you'd call it, or if it's just the same thing each time. I feel like it's the same thing each time, but each time I listen to it, I think maybe that's not the same. I can't quite tell. But I like him. I think he's got a lot of movement. I kind of wish, the eyes drive me crazy on props like this. I wish they would leave them where they're just lit up, no matter whether they stop moving or not. Because I feel like when it turns off, like even if it stopped moving, it's fine. But when the lights and the eyes go on and off, it screams, hey, I'm an animatronic, I'm not real. But I like that his mouth moves, and he's just got a lot of funness to him, like the chains. I'm pretty happy with him. And he is a big prop, so he'll be imposing for the little children. We want to make it as scary as possible for them. Or you know what, it kind of looks like he's dancing as part of my zombie rave yard, which I'm doing this year and can't wait to share with you. So I will take you along as we get closer to Halloween and build that out. But like I said, I think this might be my last zombie. I've got about 5 of them now. I'm also going to have my toxic barrels out. I've started building the archways that you have to walk through down my driveway, and that's becoming a whole disaster amongst itself. So I might be rethinking that. I'm going to keep using my archways. I'm just not sure how it's going to turn out. But they might be very intimate, smaller archways, and that will make you have to walk closer to these zombies and be even scarier. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out together. So until then, thank you all for watching. Can't wait to share more DIYs, product reviews, store walkthroughs, and more with you as we get closer to Halloween. Until next time, take care and happy haunting.